Good?
I vote we end. Or was that too soon?
Not for my taste sometimes, huh?
We're good.
Hey, I'd like to call to order, tonight for September 9th, 2025, the, legislative meeting for Charlestown. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. James, would you lead us tonight?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, before we go, is there anybody in the audience, that is on the agenda so that I can move forward with that? Your content and Tasker, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's move with them.
Sure.
Okay. So, I apologize for moving ahead, but that way we can kind of,
Let these folks have the rest of their evening.
yes. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that. For Tasker Lane North, I first want to say, that I know that over the past couple of years, it's been brought up that why we're doing a lot of the surveys that we're doing, because what we thought isn't, or what we didn't know is. So, there was a street, price and price survey on the streets. However, not all of them have been put into the deeds of property. So I want to put that on record. It's going to be a property by property because some of them are, some of them aren't. So we're just going to have to see. Reviewing yours from back to way back.
1919.
Okay, it says the same thing. So, there is no actual paper street going through your property. Okay, all right. I know that's pretty much all you really need to hear on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we did a lot of research on it, and so there is no, right now, we just have to figure out exactly where that street ends, which I talked to Ken about on that. So,
Does that street terminate at the?
that's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it does not go through your property, but I don't know how far up it goes. But that is something that we're going to figure out with that.
Sure.
But it does not go through your property.
Thank you. Can we memorialize that in the minutes?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
it will be there.
Really?
It will be in the minutes, and it was unanimous. To do the
Okay.
right thing.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
So,
much.
but again, this is part of what we're trying to do to clean
Yeah.
a lot of things up. Like when we did this, we found out that the property's actually really shifted from what really is and what we thought. So just to let you know.
Renee she makes sure she gets all the information, no matter if it's good or bad.
Right.
And she makes sure that when she gives an answer from the board, that she's giving you the facts.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why she wanted to get all input from the different surveys, have Ken do his work, and that's why she was adamant about making sure she delivered to you the right information.
And I appreciate the timely efforts. I know that in our last meeting, we talked about, okay, September 2nd. We really want to kind of know. So thank you for putting in that effort and expediting. I know that doing your due diligence can be cumbersome, and it can be lengthy, especially with legalities of land ownership, boundaries, lines, etc. So we just want to express our appreciation.
There was something there with the barbecue. I don't.
For yours, it's basically, even with legislation, only part of it happened. So it is on record in, for Cecil land, or not,
Correct.
it's the land. but it never followed through with the next step. So some of them have, some of them haven't. So
Correct.
now one of the things that we have to look at when we're doing permits is we have to look at all of that.
And we are in the process of clarifying the needs. So that might require us to come before commission again, to clarify that, clarifying rear extension of the lot. So at a future point, I'll be working with Ken and we'll come forward with that as well. So
Is
this-
that,
What's up?
is that something
Yeah.
you can just take care of that too?
Yeah, we can pretty much take care of that, Doug.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Perfect.
he's,
So
yeah, that wouldn't come back in front of us.
I'll come back for permitting. How's that? You want a presentation?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know and to have it on record that with all of these paper streets, some are, some are not, but we just need to figure out where they are.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you in town and we look forward to what you build.
Absolutely. We're so excited.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I heard you guys wanted to come in and talk about 210 Louisa Lane.
Yes.
It is looking a lot better, but I also know Ken has been working with McGurk, and I know that you wanted to present to us, so I don't know who wants to start. Did you want
Yeah, I mean, so I can start, so it's been about 6 months ago, post that there was an issue over at 210 Liza, with trees and downfalls and basically the drainage ditch was all impacting the homeowner's ability to be able to probably, live the way they wanted to live. So we started looking through all the past permits and past notes, and I found in there where it was allowed to be cleared as long as we put a plan back in place in order to plant in the future trees, grasses, whatever. And then once we got it all cleared out, we realized that some point in the past, this property's stormwater swale was either installed wrong or wasn't maintained properly. I can't answer that question. But it was directing the water pretty much basically right at the landowner's corner of their house, which was causing an issue. I had McGurk go out and look at it. His take on it is we could do a stormwater swale, maybe divert the water in the right direction. Homeowners' ideas is maybe more about putting a pipe in to move it past that direction and fill some of that in the dirt. Take some of the dirt that we have left over and wrap it around the house to help shore up the basement. But there's been some changes since the last we spoke, so I'll defer to him on what he's found out.
Okay.
First, I want to say thank you and for everything that you've done for us, because this has been a 27-year battle for us. And then when we wanted to take care of this originally, we were pretty much threatened by town hall that we'd have to tear our garage off. But we have this ravine. It's caused a major crack in our garage. Luckily, there's no basement on it, but the floor is dropped an inch and a half. Ken has been amazing working with us. And I just wanted to let you know that I do appreciate everything that's been done so far, because we've gotten more done in the last 6 months than we've been able to do in 27 years.
Wow. I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if you know much of the history. We bought the property 27 years ago, and Justice was the builder. And we've battled from then to now to try to stop the erosion from affecting our house. And unfortunately, through the years, it has affected the house. There's 2 cracks in our foundation, but like my wife said, it's not the foundation under the house itself. It's in our garage. So there's no water leaking in. There's nothing bad about it other than the crack. But a crack gets larger with time if it's not done or taken care of properly. And that's what we're up against. I would love to tell you what all happened 27, 26 years ago in our meetings. The town council, it's such a long story, but evidently permits were signed and we were allowed to move in. This being a new house to us, we were like focused on the house when we signed the papers. And Mr. Justice had thrown a lot of straw in that ditch. And we were blindsided after we signed the papers. He was gone. And we called him and everything. No contact whatsoever. He would not get back to us. Anyway, then we brought our story to the town hall, and it got to the point where they said that we couldn't touch that ditch. I even offered to pay to get it done myself. And they said, if you touch the ditch, we will go to the state or go to whoever, and they will force us to take the garage off of our house at our expense. So our defense was, you signed a permit. Somebody signed the permits. That's what we paid for. So anyway, they threatened us enough to where we just backed off. And here we are 25 years later. Now there's a very structural damage to our house. And now we don't know what to do. I've gotten 3 people, engineers or foundation companies came out to look at our property, look at the problem of the foundation. And one gave me a price. The other 2 didn't want to touch it because they were afraid that if they had fixed the foundation to the best of their ability, which professionally done and done right, with that ditch and the issues we have, they figure that something else might occur after the work and they would be responsible for it. So they ran and they wouldn't even give me an estimate. We did get one. It was in the vicinity of $40,000 to $50,000. What they would have to do is drill down beside the foundation, because it's our back corner. If you look at our house and our garage sits to the right. The far back corner that's by the ditch has sunk down a couple inches. The pad in the garage sunk down a couple inches, and there's cracks there because that corner is sinking. So what their solution was to, with their systems, to drive pipes down to hard pack down to the solid ground, which could be 20 to 30 feet. They're not sure. The further the deeper we go, the higher the price gets, and then stabilize the wall. And I don't have that kind of money. I've been in touch with Ken, and like my wife said, he's been great, but it's just conversation. We don't know what to do. The expense is a lot.
Grab the door.
I've tried to talk to the engineers about if we had packed some dirt, if we packed dirt beside the house or something, would it be enough to stabilize the wall? And then what they could do, if we get the wall stabilized, they could drill holes in the concrete and inject the
That's what
stuff that rises.
Rising foam.
That's what lack
Yes,
of it.
the foam that causes
Yes.
us to re-level itself.
But
Yeah.
the guy wouldn't give me a price on that because the walls aren't stable. They're cracking. If they inject the stuff in, it will force the walls out because that product that they use expands.
Mhm.
It raises concrete. We don't know what to do, folks.
Is your wall concrete wall?
Center block.
It's center block?
Cinder block, yes. Block, right.
Has the wall dropped? Not the
The-
floor, wall.
The
The
wall
back-
has not dropped, but we have an inch.
You have
and a half.
opening crack.
Yeah,
Well-
one on the side, one on the back. And and the block in the garage, you can see the inch and a half gap. You can see daylight.
And so,
I do have pictures if you probably want to see them.
I mean, there's no stair stepping or anything in the mortar joints or where they've
it's a straight-
separated or
it's a
anything?
crack almost straight up and down. So the back corner has dropped because
The floor though,
approximately,
Yeah.
well,
The wall.
the wall has sunk because there's cracks, so it's had to have sunk. If it didn't sink, the wall would have cracked.
has anybody taken a transit got the top of the?
No, I've just got estimates to fix the wall and they.
Because in my feeble mind, if the problem is the wall, which you want to do, then the county should be in trouble because they didn't do the proper footings to hold your foundation.
And it's a complicated situation because of the erosion that we have also plays a big part in it as well, where we've never been able to even put any.
So therefore,
any
the
dirt
county,
or any-
the county was supposed to, it was built by a builder, so it's been permissible. There's been, you had to sign off on an OP permit, occupancy permit. You had to sign off electrically, you had to sign off structurally, you had to sign off with the foundation, and they had to sign off with the grading. The county had to sign that off.
I see the papers.
The county is totally responsible for signing off on anything to do with the home that's
Well-
been built.
I think to her point, at the moment it was signed, the grading was acceptable, everything looked acceptable, but because of the,
Exactly, it looked good, but it wasn't done right because clearly it eroded. So therefore you have the evidence that it was in fact built.
so they're not gonna come back and say, well, it was
Could I-
fine when I,
Give you some papers.
Sure, they can come back saying anything they want, but
Here's the permits
if
that
you're wrong,
were,
you're wrong. If you're right, you're right.
we have building, zoning, health, plumbing, HVAC, public works, electrical and fire marshal and map number. Nothing about grading.
There's a final grade. That's where they gotta come out. They have to grade. You have to have all from your.
Right.
And your footer has to be at least, the bottom of your footer has to be 32 inches below the cross line.
Okay,
That has to happen.
it's not on there.
It's in the, Boca code. If you look at the Boca code, that's what Cecil County follows.
Okay,
That's what
these
they have to
papers came
follow.
from Cecil County. Okay,
What I'm telling you is they follow the Boca code.
okay.
And, that is an avenue that I would definitely take up. It's, if that wall is dropped, and your footings is dropped, that's correct. But usually when it drops like that, you're gonna have, like Richard said, you have a stair stepping in your.
Okay,
mortar.
you said the footings needed to be
32 inches,
32 foot underground,
32 inches.
32
below.
inches, 32
Cross
inches
line.
underground.
That's
Our
perfect.
footings are like maybe this far under dirt.
So-
below the
Oh,
frost line.
yeah, well then
So
that's
it
not,
froze.
Yeah.
It's frozen. So, then thawed, drop.
That's
Done that
the
way.
opinion of one of the people that have looked at it. Matter of fact, I think it was Mr. McGurk.
Okay.
We talked in length.
He's very knowledgeable.
And what happened with him, he approached me, probably a week and a half ago now, somewhere, and, advised me that they were gonna start within a week or two, with the positioning of the runoff water, the rain drain or whatever. And so we started talking about it and we went around the house. I showed him what we had done because I thought that you guys were going to bring in more dirt rather than, but the way he explained it was when he was going to put the swell in, the dirt that he had from the swell, he was going to put in our ditch. That wouldn't have put but a couple feet of dirt in our ditch, which is, we are from the bottom of that ditch to the top of our footer is probably 3 foot, maybe 4. So that couple feet wouldn't have done anything. So then I started explaining to him our problems with our house and that gully and what he was supposed to be correcting. And he says, you got more problems than that swale. So he told me he was going to get back with Ken and postpone this because he didn't think what he was asked to do was going to do anything to benefit the gully or us.
Did it open up a lot more this past winter?
It It hasn't gotten much worse over the 25 years. The gully was there to start with. And, it hasn't gotten much worse, maybe a little bit, maybe a foot total. But it's gone down through our property, and the tail end of this rain drain area has eroded 3 or 4 foot down through there and the property beside me. I'm sorry, I don't know the gentleman's name, Rick, our neighbor. And then it goes on down towards the newer house that was built in the creek by the campground, that creek area there.
Burchett's.
Yeah, I wish you could look at it. If you look at it, you'll wonder, like, how in the world could anybody have let this go to settlement? But we were focused on the house.
You're excited about
This-
moving?
yes.
into
This is of one of those pipes to nowhere, like the one that's in my neighborhood, the one that went through
Mhm.
your area.
Mhm.
I think there's one more that we are finding. There could be other ones.
Because they're talking about the one on Cecil Street. Covered up, you think?
It could be the one the one on Cecil, the one up here on Cecil. Yeah. And we need to work through that. Theirs is an extreme. And all the stuff that they haven't been able to. This is going to be something that we need to talk about a little bit more. And Ken and Mike will talk a little bit more about things.
But I definitely think that, Mr. McGirt has a point. You need to find out the root cause. The erosion is definitely not helping anything. But that if in fact the footer has dropped, that goes back to the builder in the county. They signed off on that home. That OP means everything was done. So they have, I guarantee you, see, now that they tried to go to electronic, all the old paperwork is probably gone. But when you dig footers, they have a county inspector comes out and makes sure that it's below frost. Make sure that it's 8 inches thick, 2 foot wide.
Mhm. When we went to the county office to request the paperwork I did get from them, we asked, it didn't even offer to show those permits that you're talking about, the footers. What we had was on that paper, we checked a few of them off that we thought had concerns to that ditch. And that's what we got, a paper from them that with a signature of who signed it and all. But there was nothing on there with footers or grading. And that's what we were hoping to get.
If you were to build a home and you do not have the final grade, it's called final grade, and the county has to come out and take a look at it, they won't let you move in.
Right.
Everything's a process. Been that way that I know for at least 30 years, with the permit. Elmer Justice and Tracy Justice, that's the 2 fellows that you more likely dealt with.
Yeah. Now they haven't talked to us since day one, and they won't. My wife and I sat in his office for 3.5 hours one day because they said he was busy. We knew he was there. We sat there, and you would not believe what he did. About 3:45 that evening, we didn't know it. His secretary had pulled his car up to the door, and he actually ran from his office to the door of that car and was gone, knowing we wanted to talk to him.
Do you have an attorney? Because it seems like you almost need an attorney, and then you need to go to the county attorney, and then to the building department, and make that system work, because it is a county issue. And Rob is absolutely correct, and he's expert on this because he used to be in the cement business, cement block and foundation. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. And if it doesn't meet code, that becomes a county issue. And the county attorney should be your advocate in this. That's his job to help mediate issues within the county. But I would recommend that, because in the order of things, that has to be fixed
before anything else.
before anything else gets fixed. I mean,
Just
the way
It's
I'm,
gonna cover that up.
Yeah.
Band-aid and it's still
Yeah.
gonna keep falling.
Approximately 3 months ago, we cleared our property. There were briars, 8-foot stickers and vines.
Yeah.
I know you've working, being here tonight, I know you've had to have gone past our property.
Yes.
We did, clear it. So we basically, we had to see what was down there. And, that ditch hadn't changed. It's still there the same way it was when we saw the
Mhm.
problem shortly after we purchased the house. And, to look at that gully,
Mm.
whether it was beside our house or not, it seems like something should have done with that.
right.
Don't go to.
And when you go to another issue is, once you start running equipment around there, that constant
Mhm.
vibration isn't gonna help the matters of,
So would you say attorney to, and then the county
Yeah.
attorney?
Yeah, the county attorney, you need to, the chain of command would be if you have a lawyer, then the lawyer gets in touch with the county attorney. Because then it becomes a county issue. But the county attorney's role isn't specifically that he is there to protect the county. He's also an advocate for people in the county as well. So that would be a path. I mean, that could be more fruitful than anything that we can do as a board, because it's a builder issue.
that's why I'm shocked, I'm surprised that Charlestown didn't help you out in the beginning, because that clearly,
Yes,
Charlestown, I know Charlestown did not have an inspector at that time. I believe, were the first ones to end up with a code enforcer,
right.
since we came aboard. I may be talking out of school, but I think I'm correct as far as that goes. So everything would have to be called to Cecil County,
Yeah.
and they have to come down there, and they have to sign off every time.
Approximately 8 or 10 years after that, they built the house beside us. Justice sold the house and the property. And I came to the town council at that time and said, okay, we got him where you want him. Don't let him build that until he finishes mine.
Mm.
They wouldn't
Should've
touch it,
went to the county.
would not touch it.
Charlestown doesn't have any, we don't have any power of the county inspectors. That's the thing. Now, we can visit with them and go over, say this is what the right thing to do.
Okay.
And hopefully if they buy into it, but an attorney is going to, you never got an attorney, so they never felt threatened.
Well, I appreciate your time. And if you would, please accept our invitation to stop by and look.
Sure.
Tom and I were over
Yes, ma'am.
this past summer, and
Yes, you did.
that's why when we saw that, we said, what has happened to you over these years? We can't fix what happened,
Yes,
but we're trying to improve the way things are. So I
And we do
appreciate
that.
I appreciate that Ken has been working with you.
yes.
So
And Mr. McGuirk was really nice too, and he pointed a few things out. And we would love to have had him fix the swale or send the water somewhere else, a different direction, I should say. But even he looked at it, he says, buddy, you got more problems than that swale.
Mhm.
And he
Okay.
thought that you'd say this, but it was like, maybe at this point, that would be a waste of time.
yes.
So.
Well, your
so-
problem's still gonna continue.
Yes.
That's the issue. There's a few different ways of approaching it, but I would definitely fight for anything you're gonna spend on that lawyer to get them, the county to take care of it. It's gonna be worth your while.
Okay, so your opinion, you don't think that they would just kick it out because of the time period from when it happened to now?
I can tell you, good people do good things, not nice people, make sure they don't do nice things. They're gonna try everything they can, but it's clearly built 27 years ago in Cecil County, the rules followed by the Boca Code. You need to get a structural engineer, a lawyer that knows building and can go against the county.
And possibly a lawsuit against the builder.
Well, absolutely, you gotta.
Lawsuit against the builder, because that's what puts pressure on the builder. Just going and sitting in his office doesn't put any pressure on him because he can run out the door and jump in his car.
Yeah.
The idea of him getting a letter from an attorney that says that this is going to happen, and what the path of that could happen
Because what has
is
happened,
more threatening and more real to him.
what was supposed to have been done back then was to stop that from happening. So the county could recognize that.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
And I mean, even, I don't know whether they used 8-inch block or 12-inch block, but I don't know how much wall you have exposed. Okay, but if you have 12-inch block, you cannot go above 7 courses with only having backfill on one side for the code.
We don't have much backfill on either side. We have the rear and the side.
Well, what I'm saying is, on the inside,
Yeah,
it has to be filled all the way up because that's what they laid the floor
right. We've,
on. And it's settled, so I guarantee you have something hollow underneath your floor, probably 2-3 feet. And as soon as, if you would cut that, you would have a open area about that deep.
Yeah.
And everything is pushed.
okay. Well, thank you for your time.
And I'm sure we'll talk to you again once we have a. This thing. Where you over there?
We're on your side.
Oh, I know,
We're
I
just
have
not,
to say,
we're somewhat
this-
powerless.
this has been the most productive
Thank you.
meeting that we've ever
Mm.
had with
You can call
town hall.
anytime.
We've had 7 of them
Thank you.
over the last 27 years, or
Yeah,
26
you're
years or
right,
whatever.
Robert Reinhardt.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate it.
Bob Reinhardt.
Nice to talk to you.
Championship, wish you better service.
Thank
We're
you.
trying to change the culture of way things are,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's not, just an instant, no, we want, at the moment, maybe no, but let's see what we can do. And we're trying to change that with everything that's going on.
I mean, from day one, we were told that it was wetlands and we couldn't do anything with it.
Based on
Thank
what we,
God, you
even
know,
what I looked up, in that development, that back part of the property is for stormwater management. It does not say wetlands. It just says
Yes,
stormwater
Ken
management.
let us know that. So for all these years, we were afraid to touch it.
Yeah.
Because of that, we were told from the town to figured, well, they knew.
We found that, I found the document that was in SureScan, and I'm like, this isn't wetlands. It just
Yeah.
says that whole back part there is for stormwater management.
Yeah. Well,
So,
thank you so much.
thank you.
Sure, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Excuse me.
okay. Ursula, did you
Yeah.
have something since you came?
Not at this point.
Okay,
Do I get a point later on?
maybe.
If you sit there quietly.
Yeah, we're keeping track, Ms. Ursula.
Fire away, Jake.
Just over here, 650 Baltimore Street. Which is, you know, we're all there doing fiberglass work between Daryl. And I know there's already changes coming up. I know Frank Lee's been doing fiberglass work here since the 70s, so I was just hoping to stay status quo to what has been last.
And I know right now we are going through the rezoning. Talking about changing the purpose of that property. Currently, the way it sits, if I'm not mistaken, I remember saying that you continue to operate the way it's always operated as long as it's not.
It's the property when you're leaving
So
town.
as long as we stay exactly status quo, the way, still do whatever you're doing on the property before. Now, I was zoning
The very
change.
last,
That
let's cut the boats and stuff.
Your ability
Yeah.
to do more on the property.
Mermaid thing.
Yeah.
But for right now, like you are grandfathered in, if your non-conformities are well in with the based off of what they're on.
Jake, just so you know,
Yes, ma'am.
this is, this is, this is what we've talked about and what we're talking about. Your name's actually written on here, okay?
Absolutely.
So, this is gonna be what we're talking about, possible commercial, but your name's written there. So I just want you to know that
Appreciate it.
it's there, but I remember that we wrote it. So I just wanted.
How come it has a little crab on there? and
Little
give
crabby.
Rob?
Oh. Did you get it, Jane? No, I didn't.
I mean, that's part of our new comprehensive plan, and that is an expansion area. And that's the idea of the comprehensive plan, is to change zones around town and have the ability to have commercial taxation in certain areas. So that's one that is earmarked and is part of the plan that goes to the state.
Yeah.
So that is in the works.
The state, it wants us to go away from that type of map that's up there, and they want us to have zones with overlays. Okay, so I just wanted you to know that you're not forgotten.
No, I know, no, I'll stop that. Okay. I just like to say, I didn't know what all went on. I stop. Face to the name anyway.
You're grandfathered in, like you said, so don't, right now, it's,
All right. Appreciate you guys' time. I won't hold you up the rest of me. Anything I can do for you, let me know. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Good to see you, boss.
Safe
Thank
pop
you.
talk.
I sure will. Thank you.
thank you. Before we go any further, is there anybody online that we can, before we go back to,
Can you, this is Carl Faulkner. Good evening. Can you hear me?
yes,
Very good, very good. So, I was watching the meeting this evening for the purposes. I saw that you had the comprehensive plan review on the agenda, and Mr. Ritter, the gentleman you were just speaking to, I had sent a letter off to the town previously to discuss or to encourage the town to consider rezoning his property out there on Baltimore Street into commercial. He had come to me a while back and talked about what he could do, and I said, well, timing is on your side because the town is currently considering rezoning. So I had sent off a letter, and I really do believe in and want to encourage the town to consider it to rezone it commercial, because one, we've always talked about increasing our commercial tax base because we don't have much in the way of commercial properties in the town of Charlestown. Two, it's always historically been a commercial property since I was a kid. I've always, elementary school in Charlestown, and that property has always been utilized as commercial. So it's certainly grandfathered in. But I did just want to, is the town going to be having any discussion on the, I have seen the draft that the town has submitted, I believe, to the state for the proposed rezoning designations. And I see that property is designated to be, to be zoned commercial. Is that still accurate with the town?
well, I just showed the map, and I actually have Ritter written on the map of where things are going to be. So yes, it is. So we are working on it to be, but it's not going to be tomorrow to be. He's grandfathered in. It's going to be a long process.
Okay, so, but the recommendations as the town submits this to the state is to consider to rezone that as commercial.
Yes,
Okay.
we are redoing the entire town.
That's okay. That's great. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Have a
Okay,
great day.
Thank you.
okay. We can go back now.
Want to approve the minutes?
I was being nice.
You should do that. Keep
I was
it,
being
keep it on
nice
that.
now. Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for August 12th and August 26th.
Is there a second?
I will second the motion for August 12th and August 26th.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're next.
Accounts payable. Accounts payable for this period is $347,464.42. Now, that is higher than a normal period of checks, but that is as a result of legal fees that we have paid in fighting the York Building Products move against mining, the trash tech or trash service, rather, it's not trash tech, has charged us 2 months. We got an invoice for 2 months. They were behind, so that's doubled that. And we bought a new F-550 pickup truck, or not pickup truck, a big truck for $86,100. So that's what sort of multiplies things, makes it higher. Everything else is in the normal range. And then of that money, we will get $6,498 back in reimbursement through grants.
Is there any other discussion with this? Is there a motion?
I motion to approve the expenses for the month of August, $347,464.42.
Is there a second?
I motion to get the $6,498 back.
I second.
I second the motion to pay the August expense of $347,460 and
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay. Okay. This is a project that has been in the making for quite some time. Tonight, we have the final of the comp plan. We've been over this thing.
We read it almost exactly in this form in April.
Yeah.
But it went then to the state for revisions, and the revisions were somewhat minor. I read it again last night, so.
And I know that we all talked about some of the revisions too, that, and those revisions were put in. So, it is pretty close to being what it needs to be.
Yeah.
And it,
I think
with
the best
anything,
one, it's the best one
I
I've seen
agree,
since
I
I've been in
agree.
town.
So it has like a bunch of things that are in here for, but, with any plan, tomorrow it'll be out of date, so.
Yeah.
So, there is a resolution, 2025-03, whereas the comprehensive plan is governed by the land use article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, which provides the legislative authority for the town of Charlestown town plan zoning powers, and whereas Article 3-102 sets forth the minimum requirements for a municipal cannot talk a comprehensive plan to include the land use growth areas in the critical state concerns, development regulations, mineral resources, sensitive areas, conservation, community facilities, water resources, transportation, and housing. It's in there. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources awarded the town a planning grant, which provided funding to retain a consultant in 2024 who engaged town residents, prepared a draft. And those, I just want to stop for a second, but those exercises were, they were tough at times.
Yeah, they were.
Prepared a draft plan and provided the draft plan in early 2025. The Maryland Department of Planning in Cecil County has reviewed as required by law, and whereas the draft plan was posted to the public review April 1st through April 30th, 2025, and whereas the Maryland Department of Planning, Environment, Housing, Community Development, Natural Resources, Transportation, and Critical Area Commission and Cecil County provided comments and corrections. And whereas on June 2025, the Water System Capacities Evaluation and an Audit 2024 Watershed Master Plan and the town's plans were incorporated into the final 2025 Charlestown Comprehensive Plan. And whereas the Town Planning Commission and Town Commission reviewed public state agencies in the Cecil County comments, corrections and directed changes that were incorporated into the final 2025 Charlestown Comprehensive Plan. And whereas the comprehensive plan includes an implementation chapter that identifies key actions, which that's what you're talking
Mhm,
about. In the back of it,
The
it
action
talks
plan.
about what we need to do to to do our plan. Whereas the comprehensive plan, an implementation chapter that identifies key actions, responsible entities, funding mechanisms, and timeline to implement the plan. And whereas the plan provides the basis for making changes to zoning, subdivision, and other regulations that govern land use and infrastructure development in Charlestown, and that the town commission may amend this plan at its discretion. Now and therefore, it is resolved that the governing body for the town of Charlestown hereby adopts the 2025 Charlestown Comprehensive Plan dated September 9th, 2025, and officials and agencies identified in the implementation strategies are hereby directed to implement and recommended activities assigned to them, adopted this day, the 9th day of September. So we signed it. But we need to vote to to adopt the resolution. So who would like to,
But what did that say?
no, this is,
Yes, yes.
I like it. So who would like to, make a motion for resolution 2025-03?
I will make a resolution for 2025-03 to adopt the 2025 comprehensive plan, Charlestown.
Is there a second?
I'll second. You go
Okay,
right
no,
now.
You got it. You got
Fine,
it. You were ahead
I'll
of me.
second it.
You
By
got it.
a fraction of a second.
That part
You're,
is
be
that.
still.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay, we have one thing down.
That's a big thing.
Our next big project that we are going to be working on is the zoning, in that other board. The zoning, we also are going to be working on the auxiliary dwelling units or, that we have to have implemented by next October. And the state still hasn't given us total guidance on that. But I also know how the state works. If we don't start it, and then they're going to give us like
So,
September and say, oh yeah, by the way, you got to have this by October 1st.
Hmm.
So we're not going to do that. So
Define auxiliary. So like you,
we're working on that right now.
I mean, it doesn't have a definition now.
It's an
I mean, are
addition.
you talking about an apartment, a cottage, or what are you
We're
talking about?
basically talking about basically the old in-law cottages that
Yep.
were in,
Okay, well, all right,
basically the same thing.
it needs a definition for being.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So those are going to be worked on. The zoning is going to take a couple years. We also are looking at enough different things, but so this board knows what we're doing on the other side. And we can go from there. The employee manual is the next big thing that we're working on. So that should be coming here soon, so that it'll give us
Right.
some of it. We're waiting on some policies, but I think we can start getting it out for all of us to look at, to make recommendations to that. And the emergency preparedness plan. We are talking about those later two on Monday, because my days got mixed up because of my training. And go from there. I think that's big ones, but I'm right. Because Ken just actually
Hope so.
reviewed it. Went over it, so I don't want to, no. Okay.
We are discussing some, I said before, trying to push the boundaries a little bit to make this a more modern place to work instead of
Mhm.
1970 place to work
Mhm.
without breaking away from like the little hometown job. But also
Yes.
trying to hold on to both.
Still making what is required, but
Yeah.
still having the
Hometown feel.
hometown feel.
We're probably, I would think, both of us are probably 85% complete on both of our procedures. I would think that Kim's and mine should be able to be shared with everybody by next meeting. You can red pen what you want, and then we can make the changes. Once everybody agrees upon it, then we can get to legit for review
Great.
and implementation.
And it goes to legit because they are our HR lawyers. Okay. Our, our, okay.
That's big Charlestown.
What? I asked Ken tonight to talk about iWorks, because as we move on, I'm hearing some great things. Bobby is loving this thing.
That's what I heard.
He is like
That's
embracing it, like
Yes.
it is the
Yeah.
ultimate thing.
Bobby is?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
he just got a new truck too, so.
Let's really think about what's
He didn't break anything.
what your team's back listen. Anyhow, all kidding aside, I figured the town's the one that paid for this thing to help us get our jobs done more efficiently, so I should share it. This is the water plan. So all those little blue and red dots around town are our valves, our hydrants, our water lines. Basically, we have our own private GIS right here. It's Charlestown specific. If we put a new hydrant, I can go in and add a new hydrant to this thing.
Nice.
If we put a new valve in, I can go in and add a new valve to this thing. The one thing that's going to be more difficult that we'll have to get with the county whenever we change water lines, or like when we go into the next development, the GIS rest has to line up with what this is, because they're pulling it from the rest service into this. We can manipulate it, but it has to come from GIS first so they can pull it into this program.
How close is this
With
to real?
this,
Yeah.
Bobby went out and measured several different things, and it's about 1 or 2 inches one way or the other.
Okay.
And this is based on our water system and not necessarily based solely on surveys that we
No.
don't necessarily
So
trust
we've
on.
gone out and
Yeah, okay,
verified
great.
the
That's
majority.
perfect.
We may find things that aren't staff because it's never been shared with GIS.
Mm-hmm.
Once we find them, I can get that to the county to institute into our GIS
Perfect.
file. Pull it over into here, and then we can change whatever we want about it. This is just one of the features we got. And this is the most important feature. This is why Bobby loves it. He can take a tablet out in the field. He's trying to find a meter or a valve or a pipe and pull it up and take a measurement and find it.
Mhm.
Instead of going back and forth to as-built drawings, he has a lifetime as-built drawing right.
Right.
But I enjoyed
It'll
what we
save a
did.
lot of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Here. I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna say, I
Oh,
enjoyed.
let's go find that valve. It might be up there another
At
300 yards.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning and all of us are out there going, it's right here.
I also have work management where we can do work orders. Bobby's, I've actually even embracing this. He's like, Ken, I can do this, and it can show that this is how many hours I spend on doing this thing. I'm like,
That's the
exactly
purpose.
what
That's
we want
great.
you to do, Bobby.
Let's
Yeah.
read that.
Like if you're writing in
Mm-hmm.
and you're keeping track of all this stuff, then that's perfect. That's what we. So he's embraced that side of it. And then the permits are pretty simple, but I have GIS for permits too. So you can go over here and just pick up any one. And it'll pull the permit up. It's saved in there permanently. This is a locked file, so I can't edit it. Then I can come down here. I can show you where they've paid your bill with a check, show you their permits, their invoices. And I can even attach a regular file to it, so I can download a file on the back end of it. So let's see if I can get it to sometimes.
Your battery's running low.
And it's not good. Not playing game. Let's try this one. There it is. So that's what the invoice looks like. We've got a nice little header page on there, the invoice. You know, whatever I sign it as far as the Charlestown permit. It's a pretty nice system.
How did that get into the system?
Right now, it's me. Eventually, we're gonna turn full, a town facing one in where somebody can put their own information in for a permit.
Will all be done computerized and
Yeah.
when all the old stuff is going in by hand by somebody?
Yeah, me.
Gee, okay.
I was doing it all by hand before, so this is a big step. So, no longer are the days that I have to scan everything. Just fill it out here, provide it, and Kathy creates an invoice to pay through Edmunds. But shit.
I'm really liking this. I know, one of the things that we're going to be talking about next week is about our records. And, since I'm also heading this at work and where things are located, he's going to be checking into some things with this.